This video is going to show you how to do chain stitch. I'm going to start by demonstrating it quite large. I've come through from the back of the fabric and I've used a knot at the end of the thread to stop it coming through. Now I've put the needle back in the original hole and out again, just a little way forward, and then put the thread around the needle before I pull it through, so that makes a loop. Now the needle goes back in that same hole and out, and before you pull it right through, put the thread around the front of the needle. Back in the same hole that we've just come out, and then out a little way in front, around the needle with the thread, and pull it through. If you have trouble going in and out of the fabric in one move, you can actually do it in two moves. So this is what I'm doing now. I'm going straight down through the fabric, and when I'm pulling the needle through, I'm making sure I leave a loop up the top, and that's where the needle comes back out. So again, you can go in where you just came out, pull the needle through leaving a loop, and then come back up inside the loop. And to finish it off, I just go over the end of the final loop and into the fabric, and then that gets knotted on the back. Now I am going to show you this again on a project, but I will fast forward through most of it here. There are just a couple of things that I want to show you. First of all, we're starting with a knot at the end of the thread, and then up and down into the fabric, back out and around, pull it through, back in the same hole, up again, around the needle and through. We'll just watch a couple of stitches close up and then we're going to fast forward. What I'm wanting to show you is what to do when you need to change threads. So my thread's getting a bit short here. I'm going to go into the fabric as though I'm doing another stitch, but then I take the needle off, leaving the end just hanging at the back. I get a new piece of thread and thread my needle ready to start, and I also knot the end. And then I come up a little bit in front of the last stitch, as I would if I were just continuing on with the same thread, and put it through the loop and pull the needle. Now I go to the back, and where there's that end from the last thread, I just pull that through, not too tightly, just so that it's the same size as the other stitches, and then back in where I have just come out and continue on as though it's the same thread. My loop's a little bit loose there, so I turn it back over to give it a tiny pull. Now I haven't finished off that other thread. I'm just leaving that hanging there until I get to the end. I could unthread my needle and finish it off now, but there's no need to. So we get to the end, and I showed you before how to finish it off. You go over the end of the final loop and down. I just try to keep everything so that it looks as though there's no finishing off there, just keep it neat. I fiddle with the stitches a bit to make sure that they're all consistent size. And then turn the work over and finish off by going underneath a nearby stitch and through the loop, and I do that twice. You can see the other end that I need to finish off as well there. So I've got my needle empty now. I can thread it with that other thread. And then I finish off that one too. I just check the front to see that I haven't pulled it too tightly, to see that it's even with all the other stitches, because it would be very easy to pull that loop a little bit tight. And snip that one off too. Okay, so we've done the row of chain stitch.